Utah, the winds continue to blow, the temperatures go down, but there is rain on the way. NBC Palm Springs at 6 begins now.
Now, this is NBC Palm Springs.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Olivia Sandusky.
And I'm Mark Mester. An arrest has been made after a woman was killed during a hit and run in Cathedral City a year ago. That's tonight's top story. October 11th of last year, approximately 12 in the morning, Cathedral City police were dispatched to the area of East Palm Canyon and Bankside Drive. It's where they found a woman, her scooter, and a small dog in the roadway. The woman victim had significant injuries and later died at the hospital. The dog survived. According to police, it was later found that William Frank Rodriguez, 43-year-old resident from Palm Springs, was driving his black Porsche when he struck the scooter and fled the scene. Cathedral City police officers located Rodriguez and took him into custody today at approximately 1:45 in the afternoon. He was booked at the John J. Benoit Jail in Indio on a no-bail warrant.
Plans for a local landmark are moving forward. Today, 5 Native American tribes announced the creation of the Chuckwalla National Monument Intertribal Commission. Our Brett Rosen joins us live in studio tonight with more on how this commission will work. Brett?
Olivia, Chuckwalla National Monument, a stretch of land that goes from the Coachella Valley all the way to the Colorado River. And when speaking with one of the commissioners representing one of the 5 tribes who's a part of this commission, they tell me this is all about one thing: protecting the national monument.
The joint effort is something that we've learned that is the best way to collaborate and to get stuff done. I mean,
that's Thomas Tortes. He is a part of the new Chuckwalla Commission, who represents the Torres Martinez Desert Cahuilla Indians, one of the 5 different tribes who are in this commission. Tortes says this is all about making sure the monument is safe.
All of the tribes that are involved have always wanted to be part of the stewardship. We've always wanted to protect this. So the priority of the commission is to protect the land, be it through co-stewardship, through the management, through the education process of all 600,000 acres of the monument.
Other tribes a part of this commission include the Fort Yuma Quechan Indian Tribe, the Cahuilla Band of Indians, the Chemehuevi Indian Tribe, and lastly, the Colorado River Indian Tribes. Tortes says already the commission has come together to talk about different ways they can help protect the land.
The next steps for the commission and the monument now is moving forward with this commission. We've developed bylaws, we've developed articles to work with the federal government, the state government, and whatever means that are necessary and resources available to protect it.
Other ways the commission has talked about keeping Chuckwalla safe has been adding more guides and bringing in younger school groups.
Once someone is educated in the culture and the ways of other people, I think there instills a compassion in the people of the ways, and you get to see the similarities and differences of cultures.
Another thing that Thomas Tortes mentioned was the announcement of this new Intertribal Commission couldn't have come at a better time, as today is Indigenous Peoples Day. He says today is all about recognizing the importance of learning the history of their tribe and others around the country. Live in studio, I'm Brett Rosen, NBC Palm Springs.
Brett, thank you. Take a live look right now from our Agua Caliente casino camera high above there in Rancho Mirage. We're going to send things over to Pablo Asina, who joins us now with a look at the forecast. Pretty windy day out there tonight, right?
Yeah, it was beautiful, clear, cold, 10 degrees cooler than normal, but it was windy and there is rain coming. As we can see the high temperatures for today, Palm Springs reaching a high of just 79 degrees. Usually we're in the high 80s to low 90s on today's date, but just 79 in Palm Springs. Palm Desert with a high of just 82 degrees. Indian Wells saw a high of just 80, so you have to love that. But I did mention there is rain on the way. But how low will the temperatures get? Well, look at this. Palm Springs are going to reach a low of 58 degrees. I can't wait to go walking at night and looking at the gorgeous, gorgeous stars. Palm Desert, they're going to see lows of 56, 29 Palms, a low of 54 degrees. Now, if you're going for a walk after watching us and the Rogan Report, the temperatures will start dropping down quickly. Midnight as low as 60 degrees in the Palm Springs area. Now for our 3-day comfort air forecast. There you see the rain on Tuesday, around a 70% chance of rain. Not expecting lots of inches of rain, but it's definitely going to be wet on Tuesday. On Wednesday, though, beautiful again and just 77 degrees. I'll have a full breakdown of the weathercast coming up, and you'll see those storm clouds coming in. And that's coming up. Back to Olivia and Mark.
Pablo, thank you. More local news this evening. The Boys and Girls Club of Cathedral City held a community health and resource club cleanup event today. This was held annually on Indigenous Peoples Day. The community was invited to volunteer as they cleaned, planted, and brightened up the club's garden green space. The event gave the community and their young club members a chance to explore things they may not have tried before.
We had a lot of our teenagers that came in and participated, and they were painting for the first time and sanding and doing different things, weed whacking. It was really quite amazing. They're like, I've never done this.
The event also provided free flu and COVID shots by Desert Oasis Healthcare and the opportunity to give blood through LifeStream. All proceeds were donated to the Boys and Girls Club.
A federal judge has sided with Cathedral City in a legal dispute over the city's upcoming International Hot Air Balloon Festival. Last Friday, a judge with the U.S. District Court granted a preliminary injunction against fantasy balloon flights and its principals. The order prohibits promoting or claiming to run the city's festival after the court found evidence they may have solicited funds and sponsorships without authorization. The judge said the city is likely to win and ordered the defendants to disclose anyone they've contacted in connection with the event. City officials say the ruling protects the integrity of the popular festival, which is set for November 21st through the 23rd and will be produced by Soundskills Incorporated.
A judge awarded punitive damages of $4 million to the former Eisenhower physician, Dr. Richard Loftus, in a lawsuit against Eisenhower Health. In early 2020, Loftus raised alarms over COVID-19 safety measures he believed were critical for ensuring the wellness of hospital staff and patients. According to his lawsuit, Loftus requested masks and testing for medical residents, but hospital administrators reportedly resisted. As the pandemic worsened, he continued to warn about the potential for widespread illness and death in the Coachella Valley, especially within older demographics. With the same judge, Loftus has already been awarded $1.6 million in this whistleblower lawsuit. We've reached out to Eisenhower Health for comment. The medical center says they, quote, strongly disagree with his allegations and findings. Eisenhower Health intends to look into an appeal to review the full record.
The city of Coachella is conducting the Coachella Rail Station feasibility study. The study aims to identify a potential location for a new rail station along the future CV rail route. The project would bring a daily passenger rail service from downtown Los Angeles through Orange County and Riverside to the Coachella Valley. You can have a look at these plans by joining their community workshop. It's this Thursday, October 16th. The first 50 attendees will be entered into a raffle to win a $100 grocery store gift card.
The Palm Springs aerial tramway reopened today after it was shut down during the month of September to perform some annual maintenance. That included rebuilding a carriage, replacing rope, and testing their control system. Tickets were sold out for today. Everyone just awaiting that big reopening, but starting tomorrow, they do have some availability for tickets if you want to check out all of those gorgeous views. And then this coming Saturday, October 18th, it's the 38th annual Palm Springs Aerial Tram Road Challenge. This is a 6K walk and run. It starts at the bottom of the tram, ends at the tram's Valley Station. Participants climb 2,000 feet from the start of this to the end, 3.7 miles. It's slated to start at 7 in the morning, again this Saturday. Registration is open. You have until race day to sign up, and you can learn more by going to the newsroom tab of our website, NBCPalmSprings.com. Coming up next here on NBC Palm Springs, the Pentagon pulling money from research projects to help pay for troops. We have the latest details right after the break.
Also tonight, Shadow Hills putting flag football on the map in the Valley with state attention headed into the postseason.
And a quick look at your gold and silver prices. Stay with us. Those headlines and more right after the break.
Missed the news yesterday? Well, don't worry. You can watch the latest stories and even original news programming over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Every morning at 6 a.m., Jerry and I are here to help you start your day informed and connected. And after our newscast, I head out into our community to listen and bring you the stories that truly impact our lives here in the Valley so that your voice is heard.
You're watching our digital live stream. For the latest news and updates on developing stories, head over to our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Don't miss our digital exclusive content. Me on a Plate, Talking with Thalia, Kai the Deal Guy, and Desert Entertainment with Todd. Only on NBCPalmSprings.com.
News isn't all we do. We have a wide variety of original programming for you to enjoy over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Successful wildlife projects are happening all across the Salton Sea.
And in the middle of these restoration efforts, lithium enters the equation. Dive into the delicate balance of nature and the emerging Lithium Valley, streaming on
Committed to covering our community. You're watching NBC Palm Springs at 6.
Welcome back. In some news across the country, the Pentagon is transferring billions of dollars allocated for research.
It's in an effort to pay troops as the government shutdown continues. A Pentagon spokesperson said President Trump directed the Secretary of Defense to use available funds to pay service members on October 15th. The decision comes after the Department of War discovered $8 billion of unspent research, development, testing, and evaluation funds. That money will be used to ensure troops will have a paycheck. That is, if the funding lapse continues past Wednesday.
JP Morgan, one of the country's leading banks, says it will make a major investment in companies considered critical for U.S. national security. The bank says it will invest $10 billion in defense contractors and artificial intelligence businesses to help protect the U.S. economy as trade tensions rise with countries like China. The bank also says it will help facilitate $1.5 trillion in investments in companies important for national economic security. That's over the next 10 years.
In consumer news this evening, if you have a home improvement project that you've been putting off, you may want to think about tackling it before the end of the year. Jen Sullivan explains.
If you've made any energy-saving upgrades to your primary home this year, you may qualify for a tax credit that could save you a few $1,000s. The Energy Efficient Home Improvement Credit allows you to claim up to $3,200 for certain upgrades, but that tax break expires December 31st.
Now is the time for homeowners to take advantage of those and understand what home energy efficiency projects they need to tackle.
Sarah Riley works at the home services company Front Door. She says working with a contractor can help you figure out which upgrades qualify. This tax credit is broken into two parts. First, a maximum credit of $1,200 for certain energy-efficient home improvements like HVACs, insulation, and limits on exterior doors and windows. They have to be Energy Star certified. The second credit is up to $2,000 for certain heat pumps, water heaters, and biomass stoves and boilers. Riley says HVAC systems should be replaced around every 10 years.
We know from the U.S. Department of Energy that a high-efficiency HVAC unit can save households up to 20% of their annual energy bills.
To receive the tax credit, you have to fill out the IRS tax form 5695.
Make sure you have it installed and paid for by the end of the year.
Tax consulting specialist Travis Belton says save your receipts or get a certificate of completion. You don't need to send them into the IRS, but keep them for your records. And keep in mind, you can't get back more on the credit than you owe in taxes.
Not all the credits are refundable, though, so you may be able to reduce your tax liability, but not necessarily get the full money back.
For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
Let's take a live look outside this evening. This is our Indian Wells Golf Resort camera. Some windy conditions if you were out on the course today, and some rain on the way for us here in the Coachella Valley. Our Pablo Alcina's in right after the break. He's tracking all of those conditions in his 7-day forecast, so stay with us.
Pablo Alcina, look at this beautiful shot from the Walter Clark cam. Gorgeous sunset, the pinks, the hues, the blues, beautiful, beautiful. So far, no rain clouds in the area, but it's just a gorgeous, gorgeous day. And we can see the wind gusts right now, 25 miles per hour in Palm Springs, 15 miles per hour in Thousand Palms. So all day today, you felt the wind starting to pick up. That's going to continue throughout the night. Whitewater getting wind gusts of 18 miles an hour. Temperatures right now, look how comfortable and nice. Palm Springs at 78 degrees. Thousand Palms at 75. Desert Hot Springs 69 degrees. With the clouds and the winds, those temperatures are going to continue to keep going down. Big Bear City, they're at 39 degrees. They'll be in the low 30s. Later on today, as we look at the low temperatures, Palm Springs are going to be below 60, 58 degrees. And again, we're around 10 degrees cooler than we usually are this time of year. Joshua Tree at 50 degrees. Hopefully that fire is out soon. Love Joshua Tree. Looking at the future precipitation, this was Monday at 7, but if we track it, this is the future tracker, and you're going to see after midnight, more rain starting to come in all the way right there, 4 in the morning on Tuesday, and throughout the day, around a 70% chance of rain on Tuesday. The rest of the week, no rain, but on Tuesday, you can expect definitely to get a little wet. Temperatures going as low as 73 degrees. The 7-day comfort air forecast. The rest of the week, the temperatures are going to start picking up on Saturday, nearing 90 degrees with a high, around 88 degrees Sunday as well. And then they're going to start going back down again. But just a little bit of rain on Tuesday. Then the rest of the week should be gorgeous. Pablo Alcina, keep it here on NBC Palm Springs.
Missed the news yesterday? Well, don't worry. You can watch the latest stories and even original news programming over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Every morning at 6 a.m., Jerry and I are here to help you start your day informed and connected. And after our newscast, I head out into our community to listen and bring you the stories that truly impact our lives here in the Valley so that your voice is heard.
You're watching our digital live stream. For the latest news and updates on developing stories, head over to our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Don't miss.
NBC Palm Springs Sports with Tim O'Brien, powered by Agua Caliente Casino.
Well, welcome back. Each week, Firebirds Off the Ice airs Sunday nights after the game right here on NBC Palm Springs. Well, last night, we dove into the puck drop on the 4th season of Firebirds hockey. From Fuego's summer internship with us here at NBC to Coach Laxdal, breaking down the X's and O's on what makes this team successful on the ice. Each week, we'll also get to know a player a little bit more than just what we see on the ice. This week, it was Jacob Melanson's turn to tell us a little bit about himself. Take a look.
Yeah, I'm Jacob Melanson. I'm from Amherst, Nova Scotia. I started playing hockey when I was around 3 years old, so for a lot of you fans just getting the rink here now, I mean, it's pretty crazy to think that we started playing when we're 3 years old, but it's awesome to be able to play here and see a lot of kids getting into the game early just like we did, so it's great to see.
Already in his 3rd year here in the Valley, Melanson proven to be a leader on and off the ice. A little bit of an enforcer as well. Well, earlier today, the Firebirds also announcing they've loaned goaltender Jack LaFontaine to the Kansas City Mavericks in the ECHL. That's the level below the Firebirds. With Nike Coco getting most of the reps here in the desert along with Victor Osman, LaFontaine will get playing time definitely in Kansas City. He'll be the starter as the Mavericks will open their season on Friday. Keep an eye on them as well. Some of those players will move up and down just as the Firebirds move up and down with the Seattle Kraken. Now, the Shadow Hills Lady Knights haven't just been winning, they've been absolutely dominating. Our Caitlin Kelly shows us how this flag football team is setting the standard not only here in the Valley, but in the state.
They've dominated the field all season, and they're proving that Friday Night Lights aren't just for the boys. The Lady Knights of Shadow Hills High School are undefeated, 8-0 in league play, and showing everyone why they're the team to beat in the desert. With sharp passes, quick cuts, and a defense that never lets up, the flag football squad is redefining what it means to play with heart.
It's really interesting to talk to these athletes that play a couple sports, and they straight up tell me there's just something different about flag football. They really love each other, they get along, and they really work hard for each other.
That chemistry has carried them through their perfect season, and now they're preparing for their final regular season game this Tuesday on the road against Valley View. After that, it's playoff time, and the Lady Knights are ready for the challenge.
The 15th for flag football is the last allowable contest, so shortly after then the rankings will come out and they'll divide us up into CIF section, and may the best team win.
With NBC Palm Springs, I'm Caitlin Kelly.
An absolute cannon, the flea flicker for the touchdown. Now, those rankings come out later this week. Shadow Hills expects a top 10 ranking in CIF, but only time will tell. Not only for flag football, but tackle on Fridays. For everything Friday Night Lights, you visit NBCPalmSprings.com. That'll do it in sports. I'm Tim O'Brien.
And now the Agua Caliente Entertainment Report, brought to you by Agua Caliente Casinos.
Time for movie news now. Here's David Daniel with the Hollywood Minute.
If you are not to avoid love, then I will indulge in rage.
An award for Frankenstein. Guillermo del Toro's latest epic and its creator and stars are set to receive the Gotham Vanguard tribute at the 35th Annual Gotham Film Awards ceremony December 1st in New York. The Gotham Film and Media Institute calls it a bold reimagining of a timeless tale.
He found himself at the very center of an ancient prophecy.
The prophecy says there will be a man, and he will unite all the indigenous people of the Amazon.
The documentary, The Man Who Saves the World, with a question mark, follows Patrick McCollum, a longtime spiritual leader, peace advocate, and friend of the late Jane Goodall, as he travels the globe on a quest both absurd and profound. The film opens in select theaters beginning Friday. Locations and showtimes at themanwhosavestheworld.com. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Missed the news yesterday? Well, don't worry. You can watch the latest stories and even original news programming over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Every morning at 6 a.m., Jerry and I are here to help you start your day informed and connected. And after our newscast, I head out into our community to listen and bring you the stories that truly impact our lives here in the Valley so that your voice is heard.
You're watching our digital live stream. For the latest news and updates on developing stories, head over to our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Brighter Side of the News is brought to you by Fiesta Kia. Discover the all-new Fiesta Kia located in the I-10 Auto Mall.
All right, it's October, and in Half Moon Bay, California, that means only one thing: pumpkins. The city bills itself as the World Pumpkin Capital. That makes it the perfect place for the Safeway's World Championship Pumpkin Way Off. This is the 52nd year for the competition. First place winner received a price of $9 a pound, plus there's a standing $30,000 prize if you get a new world record.
Some pretty big pumpkins. That would take a long time to carve.
1,300 pounds. Did you see that?
Yeah. It's
Jeez.
About, well, it's very
Trying
large.
to do the math in your head. Which troll?
Did somebody break the record, though?
Yeah.
That's what
I think
No?
we did a story the other week in Wisconsin. Someone was looking to do that, just that, so
Yeah.
we'll have to see. All right. Well, that's going to do it for us. We're back here tonight for the news at 11. Please join us for that. Meantime, we're going to send things over to Fred Rogan. He's got the latest tonight with the Rogan Report. Hey, Fred.
Hey, Mark.
Well, there are problems with CVUSD. We have talked about issues in the transportation department, and now the district confirms them. And there is an intriguing twist to this story. Start a new week. Do you own a gun? Thinking of buying a gun? In January, the law is going to change in California. You'll no longer be able to buy semi-automatic handguns that can be easily converted to fully automatic weapons. The California legislature recently
So that's a pull of the trigger each time. And then this, again, is turning it on fully auto.
All right, the California legislature recently passed a bill which specifically targets many Glock models and clones. It doesn't force people to give up Glocks they already own, nor does it apply to law enforcement or military, but it effectively makes new sales of many popular Glocks impossible unless they're redesigned. The governor signed that bill into law on Friday. Second Amendment groups have called the law unconstitutional. They plan to challenge in court. All right, our contributors tonight, DJ and promoter Aaron Alderson and former Roenick and Harnick from Romer and Harnick, Brian Harnick. Okay. Aaron, Second Amendment purists think this is unconstitutional. What do you think?
I'm of the opinion any sort of amendment purists need to realize we live in 2025. Things have changed since these amendments were written. If a Glock can easily be converted into an automatic weapon, and you can probably just watch a YouTube to be able to do that, it doesn't need to be available to the general public, in my opinion. Brian?
Hey, you know what, Aaron? I kind of disagree with you a little bit on that. The issue, look, we all want to stop crime and violence and these horrible shootings. These laws are not designed to stop them. They're not going to stop them. They're targeting lawful owners of lawful weapons. And the problem here is these Glocks that exist now, they're legal. If under this law, you just can't buy a new one tomorrow. That makes no sense whatsoever. I get the concern. We have a mental health problem, and we have a governor who's running for president. So, Aaron, I don't agree. The goal is the same, but I think there's a deeper issue here.
So you think this does unfairly penalize law-abiding gun owners for criminal misuse of the equipment, right, Brian?
Absolutely. It's the people that abide by the law are the ones that abide by the law, and the ones that don't, they don't care. If I'm going to break the law, I don't care what Governor Newsom puts into law. I'm going to break it. It's not working. We're not solving the problem. The problem is violence. It's not the guns themselves. It's mental health. It's other issues. Solve that problem, and then we're talking.
So, Aaron, you don't think if the law is allowed to stand, other states might take it up?
It's possible, but you know, knowing how the rest of the country is, I don't see that many other states outside of California even putting forth a bill like this.
All right. What do you think about this? A whistleblower blew the lid on a serious issue within the Coachella Valley Unified School District, revealing the district has racked up an astonishing $9.6 million in transportation overtime costs since 2016. The former employee raised concerns about excessive overtime and how the transportation department was managed, prompting the district leaders to take a closer look. So what is causing this overtime mess? It mainly boils down to a shortage of bus drivers and a growing demand for transportation services. Many drivers are putting in extra hours to make sure students get to school safely and on time, but that's putting a strain on the budget. In response to these challenges, district officials are brainstorming ways to tackle the issue, thinking about hiring more drivers to lighten the load on the current team, also considering adjusting bus routes to make things more efficient and cut down on those overtime hours. Or perhaps could the district contract out with a buddy of a few board members to oversee transportation? That's the story, but it's not the whole story. The whistleblower who brought the situation to light was fired. So the person who identified the problem and reported it was fired. Why would he be fired? We know who that person is, and he'll be on the show tomorrow night. Now let's get to an even more disturbing issue. Seems a local preschool, Desert Preschool Academy in India, recently had an outbreak of hand, foot, and mouth disease. You may not have heard about this because according to two sources, the school chose to cover it up. According to these sources, parents were never informed and the health department was not notified, both of which are required under Title 22 for licensed child care centers. Teachers were told by the site supervisor not to say anything to parents. One employee was fired for trying to get the story out. The source thinks this appears to be a pattern of ignoring health regulations and silencing staff who raise safety concerns. It's been reported to the Riverside County Health Department and Community Care Licensing. We were told 2 children came down with the disease, and after that, our second source told us the school decided to end its policy of taking children's temperature each morning because, quote, COVID no longer exists. We reached out to the school, but have been unable to get them on the phone. We'll keep you updated. Firebirds opened their season Friday night. They went 1-1. How can that be if they only played 1 game? They lost the war, but they won the battle.
The Rogan Report.
As for the war, if you were there, you saw it. They were shut out by San Diego. Actually, they were crushed. This year's team will be the youngest in franchise history. It is going to take some time, and there will be a lot of growing pains. As for the battle, over 8,000 fans showed up. Now, that's a good crowd. It's important to point out that fact, given the dissatisfaction a good portion of the fan base felt after last season. John Page joined us last Thursday and admitted there is work to be done.
The nightmare that was parking costs, because that's what everybody complained about.
It was huge. You know, I think that's one of the things that took us time to realize that. What is the real pain point? It's the first touch point. People come in, parking is first. So if we can find a way to give them an affordable option to park, which we've done now, $20 in advance versus the $35, almost 50% savings.
Okay, so that was the touch point. Now we get inside. We watch some Firebird hockey. It's the end of the first period. You go to the concession stands. It was like, oh, my God.
So what we've done is we really looked at that. We've adjusted that. We've got a great society slice pizza option out in the Oasis Plaza. We've lowered our hot dog prices, our water prices. We have a healthy option with our fruit cup price. So there's a lot of things that we've done that are going to cater to what we've heard from our fans.
Slow start on the ice, good start in the stands. Firebirds' next game Saturday against Colorado.
The Rogan Report.
So the Firebirds listen to your concerns, and that is a sign of a good neighbor. Annika, Cathedral City needs some fire ant prevention info. She's tried a few suggestions, but with no luck. AJ Palm Desert looking for an interior house painter that has great references. Dee Dee La Quinta is looking for a licensed and insured professional contractor to build an ADU, and Rose in Indio needs to find a professional roofer. Has anyone had a great experience with one they can share?
It may be hot in the desert, but what you think may singe our ears, singe away. Find Fred on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Fred Rogan. You can also email thedesertdean@gmail.com.
Well, the girls may be under par, but they are over-talented.
Missed the news yesterday? Well, don't worry. You can watch the latest stories and even original news programming over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Every morning at 6 a.m., Jerry and I are here to help you start your day informed and connected. And after our newscast, I head out into our community to listen and bring you the stories that truly impact our lives here in the Valley so that your voice is heard.
You're watching our digital live stream. For the latest news and updates on developing stories, head over to our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Don't miss our digital exclusive content. Me on a Plate, Talking with Thalia, Kai the Deal Guy, and Desert Entertainment with Todd. Only on NBCPalmSprings.com.
News isn't all we do. We have a wide variety of original programming for you to enjoy over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Successful wildlife projects are happening all across the Salton Sea.
And in the middle of these restoration efforts,
All right, so I read this article about how people are using AI to navigate their relationships. It turns out many are turning to chatbots for advice on anything from dating to breakups. Some folks even share their deepest feelings with their AI companions, finding comfort and support. Kind of wild to think. Technology is stepping in where friends used to be. Aaron, do you think relying on AI for relationship advice is healthy or risky?
Personally, I really don't want to rely on AI for anything, nor do I want to contribute to its ability to learn emotions. Brian, what do you think?
Aaron, you are so right on. AI has no soul. It is not a human. It is not going to emote. It's going to regurgitate information you give it. Very bad idea, very dangerous. Do not go to a computer for relationship advice. It is not a human being. It lacks a soul. It lacks compassion. It is trouble. Interact with each other. That's the solution.
Brian, if that's the case, then why do so many people do that?
You know what? It's easy. It's interesting. You want to laugh? AI will tell you a joke. You want to feel sad? It'll write you something sad. It's easy, it's quick, and it's a lack of connection. It's safe because it doesn't emote. There's no attachment, but it's totally dangerous, Fred. Aaron, what do you think?
I think, there are a lot of lonely people in the world, and AI is everywhere now. It's easy, and it is really scary that a lot of people are choosing not to go interact with other humans in exchange for having interactions with, a soulless machine.
And is that, Aaron, why so many people are basically alone in their homes, have no friends, and just reach out to something, not a human being, but a machine, that it will at least respond?
I'm sure, in this day and age, it's a lot easier, especially for young people who've grown up with all this technology and it's second nature to them, to just talk to the computer rather than go out and make a friend. Brian?
Brian, I find it so odd. I really do. It's like, you know how this started, by the way? When people stopped interacting and you'd be in a room and somebody be 20 feet from you and you'd look at an app and you'd start messaging them on the app, despite the fact that we're 20 feet from you.
We stop talking, we're texting, we're not interacting. You want to have a good relationship? Communicate, listen, care, show emotion, not with a computer. It's very, very dangerous. I get the fact there are lonely people that are hurting. That is not the place to go for help. There are other resources. Please tap into them. Danger, danger.
All right, community reporter Leah Kakar joins us with her great golf score and her love of Palm Desert High School's girls varsity golf team. It is so good to have you back.
So nice to be back here.
Okay, what are we talking about this week?
So today I want to talk about something that's been a huge part of my personal high school journey, and that's been playing on the varsity girls golf team. So far...
Stop, wait a minute. You play on a varsity girls golf team?
Yes.
I want you to tell me the truth. First, it's very impressive that you play, okay? That's a really good thing. You any good?
Yeah, most of the time.
Are you good?
I try.
Yeah? Yeah, what do you shoot?
On 9 holes, like low 40s.
Really?
It's 18, probably mid 80s.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, well then I will let you continue because you are an expert at golf. Go ahead.
So far we've had 13 girls qualify for DEL, which is the Desert Empire League Finals. And to qualify for that, you need 2 rounds of golf under 50. And so far, my 3 years of being on the team, this is the most girls we've ever had. So I just think that's an amazing accomplishment, and I really want to point that out because I'm really proud of all the girls and how hard everyone has worked throughout the season. And so the reason I wanted to bring up this topic is to emphasize the importance of having an activity or a sport outside of school, because it not only can teach you time management movement skills, but also how to balance these activities. And in some ways, certain sports can act as a reliever for stress. For me, that's what golf is. I grew up, my dad would take me to my brother's lessons as just an outing and a way to get out of the house and get some fresh air. And it quickly turned into a sport that I really loved, and now I use it as a way to take time away from social media, screens, and schoolwork, and just have something to go to as like my sort of outlet.
So isn't it important, really, because we are so overloaded with stuff, and we're on our screens all the time, and you're an exemplary student. You have to take time for yourself, don't you?
Absolutely. I think there's certain days where I know I have a lot of homework and I know I have studying to do, but coming, and I think a lot of high school students can relate to this, but coming from 8 hours of school, the last thing we want to do is go back to our desks and go back to studying. So I think it's really important to kind of break this up, and it doesn't matter the sport, but what's important is that you enjoy it and something you're passionate about.
Okay, so you shoot 80. You shoot 80, right? And that's pretty cool. By the way, mid-80s, okay. I shoot the mid-80s too. Now, I think we play different courses. Where do you play?
We play, so for high school, we play Desert Willows, our home course, but I also play Mission Hills and kind of all over.
Great. So my course is miniature golf with the windmill hole at the end. And I'm shooting mid-80s too, so am I as good as you are or no?
Yes, exactly. Maybe better.
All right. Tell you what, that windmill hole, though, that's very treacherous.
Is that at Boomers you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking
I haven't
about?
been there in a while, but yes.
Oh, God. I tell you, it's hard to get it through. I'm telling you, that is a very difficult hole. I mean, I could do 15 on that hole alone just to get up to the mid-80s.
I know.
Miniature golf. All right. You're the best. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
You know something? No one wants pain.
Missed the news yesterday? Well, don't worry. You can watch the latest stories and even original news programming over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Every morning at 6 a.m., Jerry and I are here to help you start your day informed and connected. And after our newscast, I head out into our community to listen and bring you the stories that truly impact our lives here in the Valley so that your voice is heard.
You're watching our digital live stream. For the latest news and updates on developing stories, head over to our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Don't miss our digital exclusive content. Me on a Plate, Talking with Thalia, Kai the Deal Guy, and Desert Entertainment with Todd. Only on NBCPalmSprings.com.
News isn't all we do. We have a wide variety of original programming for you to enjoy.
Gotta be honest with you, I hate going to the dentist. I'm scared of it, and I'm not the only one. So Dr. Doug will join us now to talk about the fear of the dentist. Dr. Doug, welcome back to the program.
Thank you, Fred.
Okay, so now tonight I want to talk about something that I'm afflicted with. And when I first came to see you, I told you this. Terror and fear when you go to the desert. When I was a kid, I was afraid of needles. So I never got numbed up before they filled my cavities.
Right.
I did it with no Novocaine.
Right.
Because I was terrified, and I never got over that. Are people afraid when they come to see you?
Oh, all the time. I mean, I experienced bad dentistry when I was a child, so I understand it. Fear is very real in dentistry, yes.
Okay. So what do you do?
It depends on the person. First, it opens up communications, kind of is the first place to start. I'm fortunate my first career was in law enforcement, not in dentistry. And police officers are very good at listening and picking up on nonverbal skills. So I got to
Oh, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. I thought since you started your career in law enforcement, right, if somebody comes in and they tell you they're afraid, you arrest them.
No.
That's not what you do?
That's not what we do.
Oh, okay, go ahead. Sorry.
So we sit there and figure out why you're having the fears. For most of us, it's fear from our childhood dentistry. Okay. Some people are easily treated with they bring their earbuds and listen to music. Some people are laughing gas and nitrous. Some are the pill, which you are. Some are the pill, and some are general anesthesia. So it all depends upon the person and what we're treating. But one of the things we're going to now, which is different, is since we don't want to give people as many pills as in the past, is lower that dose, but augment it with nitrous oxide and putting those two together and getting great results with that.
I like the gas, doctor. I got to be honest with you.
A lot of people do.
I mean, normally when I walk in, and the next time I come and see you, I would appreciate it the minute I check in if it can be sitting there waiting for me. I would like it in the waiting area. I would not like to wait until I sit down in the chair.
We'll see if we can make that happen for you.
Okay, so once somebody deals with that fear, what kind of patient are they?
You know, the funny thing is you can see a lot of them over a period of time. Another thing I let them do is they control it. Like if they say they feel anything, raise your left hand and we stop. So patients are in total control. You will see people that get used to coming in, they're on the laughing gas or the sedation medication. They will kind of wean themselves off of that till they get like it's not a problem anymore. So that happens frequently.
Let me ask you a question. So when you have to inject somebody, right, to numb them,
right,
Novocaine, do you give it that little shaking thing like that?
I do that.
You do a little shake?
I do that.
And why is that?
So it's impossible for the brain to interpret two stimuli at the same time. So if we're shaking you a little bit, you can't feel the shot.
Really?
Yeah, the brain is as beautiful as the human brain is. It cannot handle complex problems at the same time.
So if I were getting a shot in my arm and they started shaking my arm,
yeah,
I wouldn't feel the shot?
Or they slap you and then boom with the shot. You won't feel it, a little distraction.
One time, so I kind of separated my shoulder. My oldest daughter was young. She threw a ball. I dove to catch it. Okay, it hurt.
Right.
I go to the hospital, and they say, all right, here's what we're going to do. We have to give you a shot, but the shot's really going to sting, and we actually give it to you in your butt. So, okay. They go, pull down your pants. I pulled down my pants. I said, bam! I went, oh, my God! And then they put the shot in. I couldn't believe it, how hard she hit me.
Yeah.
Just to kind of shock me or numb me?
Yeah, well, we do it differently in dentistry. Because we try not to hurt patients. I mean, that's primary in our goal is we want an easy process for them and a comfortable one. Because we know that if we hurt them, they're not coming back. And so what's going to happen, their problems are going to get worse to treat, more expensive to treat, which creates it's more difficult all the way around. So we try to make it simple and ease them in.
All right, the bottom line, he's the most fit dentist in the Coachella Valley and probably on the planet.
I don't know about that.
No, I'm not either. But when you go to talk to Dr. Doug, if you have concerns, or any dentist, sit down ahead of time and share them. Is that fair?
Yeah, I think communication, and don't hide it. I mean, come up there and say it, because we know how to deal with it when they say that, and then figure out which avenue is the best one for them.
All right. Good seeing you, Dr. Doug.
Thank you.
Then when we return, the Riddler checks in.
Missed the news yesterday? Well, don't worry. You can watch the latest stories and even original news programming over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Every morning at 6 a.m., Jerry and I are here to help you start your day informed and connected. And after our newscast, I head out into our community to listen and bring you the stories that truly impact our lives here in the Valley so that your voice is heard.
You're watching our digital live stream. For the latest news and updates on developing stories, head over to our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Don't miss our digital exclusive content. Me on a Plate, Talking with Thalia, Kai the Deal Guy, and Desert Entertainment with Todd. Only on NBCPalmSprings.com.
News isn't all we do. We have a wide variety of original programming for you to enjoy over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Successful wildlife projects are happening all across the Salton Sea.
And in the middle of these restoration efforts, lithium enters the equation. Dive into the delicate balance of nature and the emerging lithium valley.
Hey, riddle me this. I am not a bird, but I can fly. I am not a plane, but I can soar. What am I?
We never hear from anyone in Coachella or Desert Hot Springs.
Once in a while, say hi.
As a matter of fact, everybody tell us what you think.
Find Fred on Facebook and Instagram at Fred Rogan or email thedesertdean@gmail.com.
Missed the news yesterday? Well, don't worry. You can watch the latest stories and even original news programming over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Every morning at 6 a.m., Jerry and I are here to help you start your day informed and connected. And after our newscast, I head out into our community to listen and bring you the stories that truly impact our lives here in the Valley so that your voice is heard.
You're watching our digital live stream. For the latest news and updates on developing stories, head over to our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Don't miss our digital exclusive content. Me on a Plate, Talking with Thalia, Kai the Deal Guy, and Desert Entertainment with Todd. Only on NBCPalmSprings.com.
News isn't all we do. We have a wide variety of original programming for you to enjoy over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
I am not a bird, but I can fly. I'm not a plane, but I can soar. What am I? A kite.
I don't know if you've seen this. If not, you have to see it now. From the Mouths of Babes department, take a look.
I am very proud of myself and all of my other friends inside my class. And my class is really sweet, except one little boy. And I need to tell you.
Not afraid to speak her mind. Couple of comments. On Thursday in our Good Neighbors segment, we let you know about a community yard sale. Jose reached out to thank us. Thanks for the shout out on your Thursday program. Made me a minor celebrity in the neighborhood. And I think it brought some customers. We appreciate the help. Here's the sign I made. It had it prominently displayed. It drew lots of comments. Thanks again. And I owe you lunch. Thanks, Jose. No lunch necessary. Lily had an observation. I've been to numerous concerts, absolutely love music, even loud music, but when you pull into your neighborhood or community, is it necessary for the rest of us to hear boom, boom, boom? Please be a good neighbor. Thanks. Okay. If you're a good neighbor, you know that we do not stop. NBC Palm Springs does it 24/7. Go to the website, click on programs. There you go, the Rogan Report. Content from tonight is up there, past shows as well. Going to rain tomorrow, so be safe. Wheel of Fortune is next.